morning, Brew Crew. It is time for Gen Con. It's Wednesday morning, the 30th, and we are just getting ready to kind of get everything packed up, get in the car. I got some of my packing out of the way earlier this week, mainly like my camera equipment that I don't use very often. Obviously, I got to leave some of it out, but yeah. So, real quick here. When I'm packing for conventions, I like to use an internal frame backpack, mainly because I like the fact that I can wear it. Duffel bags or suitcases feel like I don't want to be stuck without a way to carry my stuff around. And if you've been to Gen Con before, you know that check-in and check-out days are always super busy, and it's always really difficult to get a luggage cart. So I like something that I know I can just throw on my back and carry up with me. I also have a separate backpack. This is my day pack. So this is what I'll actually be wearing into the convention. Right now it's pretty heavy, pretty full, but that's because that's where I pack all of my camera gear for travel days. Obviously, got my hat. I got my nice big water bottle. Always want to make sure that you have a way to stay hydrated. I've got a... let's see if I can get this to where it will follow. Got a big old bag of games for sale that I will be bringing into the math trade that I sold over the Board Game Geek flea market. If you haven't checked that out yet, definitely give that a look. It's a really great way to kind of offload some games that you don't want anymore, and a good way to find some games that maybe you've been looking for a while that you can't find in the stores anymore. Yeah, that's kind of some of at least what I pack up before I head out. Like I said, we're getting ready to... I'm gonna hop in the shower real quick. We're gonna finish packing up the last of our stuff, and then we're gonna hit the road. Alright, we made it down to Indianapolis. We are staying in the... oh, I'm going to get this wrong. Hyatt Place, right?
Yes.
Hyatt Place, Hyatt House, right next to the Field House. We have a pretty small room for the number of people we have in here, but we got a little creative. Glenn has his cot here in the entryway. And then in here is the bathroom. About what you would expect. Pretty nice shower. Everything seems pretty clean. Got a fold-out love seat. That's what Carl will be staying. That's kind of a cool light fixture. I didn't notice that when you first came in. Just realized I should probably flip my mic around just so you can actually hear me. Decent sized desk, some storage, refrigerator, big TV, Jen. What is this, queen size bed?
No, it's king.
King? Mm-hmm. Is it?
Yeah.
It's a small king.
Yeah.
And here is our view of Indianapolis. Ooh. We have some pigeon friends across the way here. If you can see them. Not the best view we've had here, but we can see the stadium. That's always cool. It'll be a nice short walk to the math trade in the morning. Oh no, the convention center's all over there. That's where it is.
You found it.
So, not too bad of a walk. Right now we are heading to the Allplay event at the Yard House. It's a release party for Twinkle Twinkle, and a few of their small box games, I think, are going to be there also, or their tiny box games. But we're going to go check that out, and then after that we're going to meet back up with Glenn and Carl and head over to the Diana Jones Awards. Okay, we just got back to the hotel room after the Allplay media event. Just kind of relaxing for a little bit. Had a drink real quick, getting ready to head to the Diana Jones Awards. But just really quick, wanted to show you what we got at the Allplay event. So we got a copy of Twinkle Twinkle, along with the expansion. And we also got the upgraded bits for Twinkle Twinkle. We got a copy of Slambo, which I don't know too much about this one yet. And then we got a copy of Soda Jerk, which Jen got signed by Mr. Chris E. So, had a lot of fun there. Said getting ready to head to the Diana Jones Awards now. I probably won't take this camera. I might just record on my phone for this one. But we'll definitely show you what happens.
Yes. Very good people. Like, you're enjoying all my emerging designers of the outfit? There we go. We got some. All right. We don't need quite yet, but I need to make sure the crowd here with us. Anyhow, thank you for coming to the 2025 Diana Jones Award ceremony. Believe it or not, it's actually been 25 years this year since we've been doing this. This started out as my birthday party 25 years ago, check out 2001, when White Bolt was not going to have a party on Saturday, and I said, well, I need to do something this weekend. So, and it was my birthday, my 33rd birthday, and my 20th Gen Con that same weekend, so I decided, let's hold a party. And then James Wallace said, I would like to give out this award that we've been working on at your party. And I'm here at this, some guy who I don't know, is Peter here? I haven't seen him yet. No. Peter's retired from Gen Con. It was on report. Anyhow, first I'd like to thank our generous sponsors. I'm an old man named Cheaters nowadays, who make tonight possible. Our key sponsors are Izora Law. These are people who bought your beer. Those guys put in a shitload of money. The rest of them put in good money, which also was. Our regular sponsors are Andrew Chesney, Anthony Gallela, Chip Theory Games, The Corner of Story Game, Curtis Fry, Danny and Laura Block in memory of Stuart Vick. Oh, wow! Darrington Press, David Hoppy, who's the president of Gen Con. You know, you're here for that. Freely Publishing. Gen Con, some people call Gen Con. Jeff Engelstein, Heroic Signatures, Hot Light Games, Jim Kitchen, the Kraken Gaming Retreat, Lazy Wolf Studios, Marlowe House Games, some asshole named Matt Corbeck, Mike Webb, Honest Path Publishing, Red Rights Books, Renegade Game Studios, Ross Thompson, White Box Consulting, and last but not least, the Yellow Game. We would also like to thank our other sponsors. We do this thing called the Emerging Designer Program, which we started 5 years ago. I did a Ken Heitkat when he was on the thing saying, hey, you know, we should try to bring new people in the industry. What the hell kind of an idea would that be? And then Camden Wright, who's here for the first time in years. Aaron Trammell kept in and had Peter and Burton come help them out, and they've been fantastic help as well. So give them all a big round. And we have people who actually sponsor the Emerging Designer Program too, which I'm actually in charge of the president of a non-profit 501c3 now because of this, which is just mind-numbing. The Bundle Holdings put a boatload of money into this. Then we also have Gen Con again, who puts a ton into this. And additional sponsors are Anthony Gallela, Danny and Laura Block, David Hoppy, and White Box Consulting. The winners of the Diana Jones Award Emerging Designer Program getting prize package that gets stuff on Mountain Games, People Hat, Game Crafter, Game Manufacturers Association, Gameplay Rights Allplay Press, Green Running Publishing, Cobalt Press, NYU Press, and Portsfield Online. And now we're through the contractually obligated stuff. As you might know, the Diana Jones Award Foundation is now a 501c3. Some of you guys actually, I put a donate button on the e-bike this year and saying, don't put this money, it's okay. And a lot of you did, so thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. It all goes toward bringing more people to Gen Con and also you guys are I'm the president of the foundation, which is again as well. I'd like to thank our other board members as well. That's Michelle Matthew and Camden Wright. And I already thank Aaron Trammell, who's done a great job with the program, with Peter and Burton, who's helping here at the show. On top of that, I'd like to give a special thanks to Peter Atkinson, who has been a big supporter of the Diana Jones Award since day one. In fact, Peter was the guy who won the first Diana Jones Award back in 2001. to understand, Peter, in his many, many cuts of wisdom, decided to retire this year, not only from Diana Jones Award, but from Gen Con and everything else, so he could go off with his wonderful wife, Dee, and just have a great time. And man, if nobody else can earn that as much as Peter. So big thank you to Peter for everything he's done. All right, well, I need a drink for this.
There it is. It's next time. It's next time.
All right, before we do the award, we have a couple different things we do. One of which is we're going to bring on our emerging designer, winner designer, and introduce them to you. Aaron's going to do that. But first, we do a very somber thing. So I'd like to read the names of the game creators we've lost since the last time we gathered here last year. I keep this list every year. It grows longer and longer. When we started out doing this, it was a fairly young industry. Now we have a lot of older people who are leaving us far too regularly. They include, and if somebody I missed here, let me know at the end of it, Al Bianari, Alan Emmerich, Alan Hassenfeld, Andy Watkins, better known as Cosmo Joe, Alvin Rowan Nelson, David Krolnick, David Mana, Ernie Gygax, Gilles Garnier, Godfrey Bailey, Greg Hildebrand, Francois Freudeval, Howard Andrew Jones, Jeff Green, James Carpio, James Wade, John Giordano, Corey Keith, Mark Ruggiero, Paul Sawyer, otherwise known fondly as the Back Row, wrote for Games Workshop for many years, Randall Lemon, Roger McGowan, Scott Herring, Terry Robinson, Tim Pollard, and last but not least, this has not been announced publicly, I believe, but there's not been a obituary posted, but I was given permission by the family to announce that Tom Shaw, formerly of Avalon Hill for many decades, has left us. I'd also like to give a special acknowledgement to Amber. Amber was actually a part of the Diana Jones Award Committee, and is the first of our members of the horse race. Other people have said, screw you, I'm done with this. Amber went left on the horse race. The winner of this year's Diana Jones Award is... So the answer is, we actually have a tie. For the third time in the entire history, 25 years of Diana Jones Award, and for the first time since like 2008, we actually have a tie. And the winners are Dave Wood.
Yes!
And Rose Estes. I was told we have someone to receive NYK here, so we did.
This guy.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, come on up. So this is a traveling trophy. It's going to spend half the year there. Like 1 with the company, 1 month with Matt, 1 month with Teo, then over to Rose, then over to her son.
So then I can pass it on to Rose.
You want to sing it?
Not a lot. I don't have a lot to say. Thank you guys, and thanks to Matt and Mateo for their commitment to the meaning of the game, and for their commitment to the education and some of the nonprofit donations we made with the profits. It's important to maintain a lot of educational aspects, so we do an ongoing thing where you need teacher libraries, etc. that reaches out, like sell them at not at cost. have such a strong vision of everything that they're committed to like the hockey standards of the trends that are so thank you.
One of the reasons that Rose got nominated is I went around here for Gen Con last year for the D&D 50 celebration. I was in charge of a slate of novels and books that we did for when we did panels based on novels and books. And we flew Rose out and not been invited to a convention in 30 years. And she was just so touched and the sweetest lady. Her son Daniel, who's been the biggest supporter throughout the years, was able to bring her around. And they were fantastic. I got to catch up with them in Paragon as well, and they're amazing people. Rose sent me, you want me to read the long one or the short one? That's a competitor. I'm a writer server. All right, thank you, says Rose. I'm deeply honored to accept this award, though I must admit I never imagined 42 years ago sitting at my kitchen table with a legal pad, a pen, and the kind of optimistic delusion that says, how hard could it be that I would bring you here today? Of course, I would have loved to have been there in person to accept this, but airport fare and hotel prices being what they are, I ran into some logistical hurdles. I briefly considered pawning my firstborn son, but he's been through that before, and frankly, he's tired of languishing on pawn shop shelves waiting for me. And since slavery is fallen out of fashion, the resale value of adult children is shockingly low. My words are coming to you courtesy of the ever-generous Matt Forbeck, who may or may not actually give me the award should up to me. Still, it's not lost on me that what an elite and rarefied group that this is, and officially part of the small club of writers and gamers recognized by the Daniel Jones Award, which sounds impressive until you realize there are fewer winners of this award than there are people who have been to space. That either makes this incredibly prestigious or just incredibly niche. I'm going with prestigious. When I was a child, I was heavily influenced by the many great adventure writers Jules Verne, H. Rider Haggard, Kipling, Edgar Rice Burroughs, and then later Henry Norton. Heinlein, Bradbury, Longyear, Martin, and Tolkien. My love of adventure knows no boundaries, sci-fi, fantasy, sword and sorcery, even the occasional post-apocalyptic spaghetti western with meat and goats. Don't judge, you weren't there in the 80s. I've always had a deep appreciation for the absurd. I mean, I make a living writing about people who crawl into holes in the ground to fight undead rats and dragons and shop for magic rings. Yet, somehow, we take it all seriously. Bless us. I tend to write about anti-heroes, probably because I've always suspected that if I were ever dropped into one of my own stories, I'd be the weak link in the chain who would make a clumsy blunder and doom the entire mission. But if there's one thing I've come to believe, perhaps more than anything else, it's the absolute importance of grabbing kids early and making them readers. Awakening a child's imagination is, in my opinion, just as important as teaching them math. If they can dream, they can imagine, the world gets bigger, richer, and far more survivable. Plus, they might grow up to write absurd game books and one day win a big award. Stranger things have happened. Thank you to the Diana Jones Award Committee. Thank you to all the readers, the dreamers, and all the slightly misfit gamers who take my stories into your hands and your hearts. And thank you to the firstborn son of Daniel, my biggest fan who nearly escaped pawn shop once again.
Alright, hey everybody, we just got back into the hotel. We went down to the Diana Jones Awards, watched those for a bit, and then popped over to Brothers. Had a couple of drinks down there, and now it is, 1 o'clock? 1:30 in the morning. Very tired, ready to call it a night. I think that's about it for today, and we're just gonna call it a night, and then we will pick this up again tomorrow with the official first day of Gen Con.